What's up guys? Welcome to today's video. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful Sunday so far. It's currently Saturday evening for me. It's about 7:30 in the evening. I had an extremely busy week, which is why I only filmed one video this week, and it's actually why I'm filming so late today. I usually like to have my videos uploaded and edited by now, but I had 4 different client showings this weekend. I showed each client one client I showed about 5 houses to, the other one I showed 3 houses to, and then the other 2 I just showed 1 house to. So a lot of driving around this week, a lot of showings, and we did put 1 offer on a property for my client. Unfortunately, a couple hours ago we found out that it did get rejected, so tomorrow I pretty much have a couple hours to go show them more properties, and hopefully within the next couple days here we will be able to lock something up for them. So a very busy but fun week. It's pretty much the first week where I actually had like a full schedule of showing different clients different houses, so it was very fun for me, kind of like my first week as an official real estate agent in a sense. But today's video is not talking about that. It's talking about the new flip that me and Ricky purchased. Super excited. We actually picked this one up last week. It's still in the process of closing, so it's not officially ours yet, but as of November 2nd, it will be ours, and this is going to be the biggest project we've ever done, the most expensive renovation we've ever done, and the most expensive purchase price that we've ever had as well. So a lot of new things here, a lot of things that I know I'm going to learn over the next couple months as we go through the renovation process, but that's also a reason why we wanted to take on this project, because it's pretty much the next step up from what we've been doing. This deal was actually presented to us off market from a wholesaler, so this is something that I always talk about on my channels. A lot of these flips come from off market deals. The one that we had in Mesa was actually on market from a real estate agent, so this one's a little bit different. I want to talk a little bit about that. I want to talk about the actual house itself, and then I also want to talk about the numbers on the property, why we bought it, and what the profit we think we can have on it. So sit back, relax, enjoy the video, and let's get into it. All right, the best way to start this is basically give you guys a breakdown on the specific property. This is the biggest one that we've ever done in terms of square footage and renovation costs. So we have a set budget for this specific flip at $40,000. The second most expensive flip that we've ever done was obviously cosmetic, and that was capped at, I believe, $16,000 in work. So this is almost 3 times the amount of work and cost of the renovation alone, and then it's also a bigger house, so every single expense is just going to be a little bit more expensive. In comparison to the Mesa house that we just did, it's about 800 square feet bigger. There is an addition onto this property, which is something that I want to talk about. It's going to kind of be hard to explain over video, so I'm going to save a lot of the details for when we actually go walk the property in a couple weeks here. But there is a 360 square foot addition that I want you guys to keep in mind as I talk about the numbers here. So overall, this house is 2,050 square feet. It sits on a corner lot, which is very attractive because usually on the corner lots or like cul-de-sac lots, you obviously get a bigger lot because your house goes around the whole corner and you don't have any neighbors really. So it has a really good curb appeal, really big front yard, and it's flood irrigation. So basically, to keep it short, the grass can stay really green. It's easy to maintain. So I really like this. Really great curb appeal, which will just be a little bit easier for us to sell when we do go down the road and sell it. And I assume probably either late this year or early next year, we're going to put this house on the market. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, pretty standard there. The purchase price, what we got it for, was $279,000. We got lucky with this one. A lot of the times with these off-market deals or wholesale deals, they actually, whatever they want for it, they usually can get for it. So they actually presented this deal to us for $285,000. We were able to negotiate down $6,000 and lock it up for $279,000, which is a win-win for us. I mean, it gives us an extra $6,000 cushion that we were probably gonna be able to buy this anyways if we did purchase it full price. That was our intention, but we were able to negotiate down and just give us a little bit more cushion, which is what we wanted. I do believe there is going to be 2 different wholesalers in this process. So basically, this is all speculation and my guess. I assume the first wholesaler bought it from the property owner for, my guess is, $270,000. They then flipped the contract to the second wholesaler, which my guess has it under contract for $275,000, and then we are the third buyer, which we got it for $279,000. So to keep it short, I believe the first wholesaler, the one that actually locked it up, probably made about $5,000. The second one that flipped it to us, flipped the contract, made $4,000, and then at the end game, we're hopefully gonna sell it for a profit as well. Like I said, renovation budget Max is $40,000. I did leave a little bit of cushion in here just because a lot of the stuff that we're going to do to this house is new to me, so I don't really know the exact cost of it, but I'm very conservative with my numbers if you guys haven't learned that from all the videos previously. So I do believe I left some cushion in here, but obviously I'd rather leave a little bit more cushion than not leave enough. And then the ARV, or after renovation value, which is probably the most important thing here, is $360,000. 360 minus $40,000 in renovations, $320,000. We bought it for, let's say, $280,000. That technically leaves us with like a $40,000 profit margin, but you guys have to keep in mind closing costs when we buy it. We're probably gonna have a couple grand now when we close on it on the buyer side of it, and then we're gonna have commissions from real estate agents and closing costs when we go to sell it in a couple months from now. So that's all gonna add up to, my guess, about $20,000. And then obviously we need to leave a little bit of margin for us to take profit as well. This isn't going to be a huge deal, or like the amount of money we make is going to change our lives. It's not that case whatsoever. I'd be surprised if we actually make the same amount of money that we did on the previous Mesa house. But this project, me and Ricky talked about it before we took it on, before we accepted the offer to buy this house. We knew going into this was going to be a learning experience. We're going to be able to get content out of it. We're going to be able to learn so much about just everything in general in terms of flips, renovation costs, contractors, getting everything scheduled up. So I was like, you know what? I see the numbers, I see that we can make profit, and this is just something that, this is pretty much the next step. Everything we've done is cosmetic before this, so we're actually going to be tearing down walls. We're going to be doing all new electrical, even behind the wall stuff here, which is the previous flips we've had has always been cosmetic, like just the basic appliances, countertops, paint, that sort of stuff. So this is actually, we're going to get into the nitty gritty of it and learn a ton on this house. So it's going to be a very fun series, and I think it's going to be a very long series as well. I can't imagine this project taking less than 2 months. So very high renovation budget on here, and we're giving ourselves a lot of time to make sure we do everything properly as well. So this is by far the biggest project we've ever taken on, which is the exact reason on why we wanted to do this. So super excited for not only myself and for Ricky, but just for you guys as well to watch us along this process. It's going to be very fun and exciting. What's today? It's the 24th. So we have about just over a week until we officially close on it, and then obviously once we actually close on it and it's ours, then I'll walk you guys through it and give you guys specific examples of what I'm talking about. I'm going to throw up some pictures as well on here so you guys get an idea on the current condition of it. It's not in bad shape whatsoever. It is an older house, but the cool thing about it is the previous owner took really good care of it. In the actual 360 square foot addition, you can obviously tell it's an addition. I'll explain that later, but it was constructed of brick, just like the main part of the house, so you can't really tell from the outside. And brick construction I absolutely love. It lasts a really long time, and at least in Phoenix, Arizona, or the Arizona area, a lot of these renovations that people do, it's a completely different material than the actual house, the original house. So sometimes they'll throw like a stucco or a wood addition onto a brick house, and you can easily tell what it is. So the cool thing with this addition, it was built really well. It was built with brick just like the normal house, and it actually has AC vents going into it, which is a big thing with additions as well. So this pretty much completely just looks like an extension of the house, minus some of the structural stuff that, like I said, I'll talk about later once we actually get to the house, because it's hard to explain over camera without actually pointing things out. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to talk about a little bit of the scope of work of what I can think off the top of my head of what we're going to do. We're going to do new electrical throughout the entire thing, which is going to cost a couple of grand. That's the first thing we're going to do, because we have to pull permits on that as well. We're going to do like a new electrical box. We're going to ground all the wire, because the wiring right now is not grounded, because it was built in like the 60s, I think. So we have to ground the wire to make sure it's up to code. That's like those 3-prong outlets as opposed to 2-prong outlets. So we're going to ground the wiring. We're going to pretty much tear down an entire wall into the kitchen, and it's going to pretty much make the living room and the kitchen all one big room. Nowadays, people like the open concept. Previously, they had everything like kind of boxed off in separate areas of the house back in the 60s, 70s. So we're going to open that whole entire wall up. We're going to shift some things around in the kitchen. It's going to be, just thinking about it right now, it's going to be a big demo and big project. What else are we going to do? We're going to do exterior and interior paint. It's a bigger house, so that alone is probably going to cost us $6,000, $7,000 just for paint. We're going to do all new flooring throughout. Once again, 2,000 square feet of flooring is going to be 5-6 grand, I'm assuming. We're gonna do all new cabinets as well, which is something we've never done before. The previous flips we've had, we just kind of resurfaced them, sorry I had a bug, and just repainted over them, but we're actually gonna get new cabinets in here. That's gonna cost us probably $5,000-6,000 with the amount of cabinets we have. We're gonna do granite countertops. We're gonna do new bathrooms, so we're gonna retile the bathrooms. I don't know, I can't think of anything else specifically, but we're just gonna get new granite slabs and new vanity sinks in the bathrooms as well. That's gonna cost us probably $5,000 or $6,000, and then we're gonna get new appliances as well. The cool thing about this is a lot of the more expensive stuff, like the AC units, a couple years old. He actually had an insurance claim on the roof a couple years previously. We talked to the owner, so we were able to get all this information, which is really good. So the insurance claim pretty much redid the entire roof for him, and it looks really, really good, so we don't have to deal with that. The landscape looks really good. He took really good care of it. It's not like the previous Mesa house where they just kind of let it grow and it turned into a jungle. So we're probably going to spend a couple $100 on that, but we're not going to spend not nearly as much as what we did on the Mesa house to get it up and ready. It is a bigger lot. I believe it's 9,000 square feet. Not 100% sure on that. It looks really big just because of where it's situated on the street. So that is pretty much it. I don't know if I missed any juicy information on here. I broke down the numbers. I gave you guys pretty much a look at what we saw when purchasing this property, all the pictures that you guys saw. It needs a lot of updating. It needs just kind of freshening up as well. A lot of behind the wall stuff we're probably gonna have to update too. So yeah, it's stressing me out just thinking about it, but I mean, this is what we want to do, guys. This is the next step. We can't just keep doing cosmetic stuff because those flips are super, super hard to find. So we have to start really getting into the more bigger, more expensive, big boy flips now, I guess you can call them. So yeah, a lot to learn. Very expensive, very big property, the most expensive property we have ever sold as well. Me comfortably, I mentioned this previously, I like to stay in that $250,000 to $350,000 range, just because those are usually for first-time home buyers, and those houses usually sit on the market a lot less than once you start getting into the high 300s and the 400,000 range, then that's when you start sitting on the market a lot longer. So we're right at that threshold right now where I think we're gonna list it just above $360,000. So we may get a little bit of resistance. It may sit on the market a little bit longer, but we just have to be prepared for that as well. So that's it, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I am going to get a little bit of work done for my clients. I'm going to set up a list of showings for them tomorrow, and we're going to go drive around and show some properties. So super excited for that. I'm going to edit this video hopefully tonight or tomorrow morning before I do those listings, and that's it. Please be sure to drop a like if you guys did enjoy the video, and if you guys are interested in working with me, I love to represent you here in the Arizona area, whether you're trying to invest in a property, buy a property to live in, or if you're trying to sell your property in Arizona. I love to work with you guys. Comment down below, comment any questions down below, comment video suggestions down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.